I need to make dinner really fast, and so I pulled out just all of this that I had in my fridge. It's been here for a while. I have like half a head of cabbage, a couple heads of broccoli, and half of an onion, some old celery that doesn't look totally bad, a bit of green onion, and some ginger. And so with the tofu that I had in my fridge, I'm gonna see if I can put together a stir fry. This cauliflower was so old that the edges of it were turning brown, which I just cut off. So don't throw out your cauliflower if you feel like it may be past its prime. I'm gonna chop them up and now put all the cauliflower into a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. I'm going to also do the same thing to the broccoli. I would typically say to make your pieces all be about the same size, but we don't want super big onion pieces. My favorite olive oil is extra virgin olive oil just because it has a little bit more robust flavor. So I just dump, that's probably about a quarter cup, into the bag, and then I'm just gonna smish it all around. You can see the olive oil in the bottom. Spread it evenly around. I buy sliced mushrooms when I can because you don't have to wash them. And that just saves me quite a bit of time. So no slicing, no washing, and then they're done. I want to say that when you see your green onions, and they should all look pretty green, but when you see all the, see how it kind of has like that little skin on it, it's not bad. Just peel that off and discard that somewhere. And then we'll wash them and we'll cut off the little roots. So like here, this might look bad because this is floppy and it just doesn't look that great. Peel it off. And then you've saved yourself, you know, you still have all the white part, which is, we're only gonna cut to about this much anyway. Look at all of our onions. Are they about where we want them to be? They all look pretty good now. See, these look like rejuvenated, a lot better green onions. Now we're ready to wash these and then they can be chopped up. I just kind of roughly chopped it, not too big of pieces, just slices of cabbage. I think celery looks so much prettier if you slice it diagonal. So just kind of come in with the whole bunch, and you can see what it's doing to these pieces. I think it just looks a little bit more like a Chinese restaurant or like what you would see. And so all you have to do is just kind of cut on the diagonal. And I only like the white parts. I know that is where a lot of people disagree because they are green onions, and I typically only eat the white parts. I'll get into the light green part too, but I just don't like it as much. I feel like it gets woody and more like you're eating grass. For every cup of water you do, you need to do half that amount of rice. So 3 cups of water is a cup and a half of rice. And then I'm gonna let that come to a simmer, and it'll cook for about 20 minutes. I'll stir it occasionally and cover it. The way I mince ginger is I do thin slices like so, and then I take these thin slices and now I'm going to kind of make matchbooks of them. So I will then now cross-hatch them, and I will do like so. Into a new pan now, let's add our cubed firm tofu. I always get firm tofu because it holds its shape so much better. All right, so with garlic, I peeled off the outer edges of the garlic, and then I'm just gonna pinch off like 3 or 4 or 5, do what you feel, cloves. Now, garlic is very difficult to peel, and it makes my hands sticky, and it's super annoying. So what I do is that I cut the stems off like this. What I do is take the flat side of your knife, and it's easier when it's a big knife like this, palm down so you're not gonna cut yourself, and you go until you hear it crack. And so what that's doing, it's cracking the outer shell away from it, and then the inner clove just pops out so easy. and you're not even peeling it away. It's just falling off of it. And if you have ever peeled garlic before, you know that that is so fast and easy. So when you take your cloves and just go till you feel the crack, you can see that it kind of just smashed it a little bit. Then come in here, it just fell out. It's just not even attached. It breaks that surface tension. It makes peeling garlic so easy. And the thing is that fresh garlic is a million times better tasting than the canned chopped version that you can get at the store. I've bought it before. It's okay, but it's not amazing. So I have a garlic crusher like this. Again, I've done mincing, I've done all kinds of garlic crushers, but this one I feel like is my favorite. So I can put in several cloves at once and crush. I use my knife just to clear it. And then my last clove will go in. All right, into the tofu, both my ginger and my garlic go. All right, so I just pulled the roasted vegetables out of the oven. You can see definitely the little burn marks that we want. This is very stir fried. This was my cabbage and my mushroom. And you can see these are just beautifully toasted. Let's make a sauce for the tofu. Add a little bit of sesame oil. This is about 2 tablespoons worth into the pan. About a 1/4 cup of brown sugar now. So I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup also of soy sauce, which seems kind of like a lot. I'm gonna just pour it over those sugar clumps, get those dissolved. But it really does break the saltiness because you have the brown sugar in there. Last but not least, I'm gonna add some Sriracha, maybe about a teaspoon's worth. You can really see how the soy sauce is loosening up those hard clumps of brown sugar. So those are not gonna be clumps at all anymore. Now let's just stir it all, and this will be our sauce for the tofu. I've done this sauce before with ground beef, I've done it with chicken, I've done it with tofu, and the sauce itself is so delicious. Ginger, garlic, sesame oil, sriracha, soy sauce, and brown sugar. Get those ingredients in your kitchen if you like cooking with Asian style, Korean, Chinese style at all. It makes such a great sauce. All right, finally, I'm gonna add the roasted vegetables into this. They are not needing to cook at all because they're perfectly cooked in the oven and roasted, but I'm just gonna add them in and just quickly toss them to get the sauce on them. And then I'm gonna shut the heat off. Our rice is done. Nothing magical to it, just put it on top. Green onions that we chopped earlier, we'll just sprinkle those on top. All right, let's get a little rice, cauliflower, tofu, broccoli. Very good. Eat well, eat all your vegetables, and if they're almost turning, turn them into a stir fry. Happy cooking.